Yo, in this video, I will go over 5 pro tips with you guys to help you guys improve and win more gunfights. So let's get right into it. So first, before we go over anything, I just want to say that this first tip is the only non-in-game tip, and that is warming up your aim on Kovacs, or aim lab, doesn't really matter. But with Kovacs, I will show you guys my playlist. This is what I warm up on every single day before I get on for about 15 to 20 minutes every single day. And trust me, if you don't warm up, it helps a lot, so I highly suggest you do. Now you can copy this playlist and do the same warm-up that I do. I will show you guys what exactly everything is and how I do it. So the first one is 3 jumbled tile frenzy. And what that is, it basically helps your proprioception and eye-to-hand coordination before you get in game. And it really helps you warm up with the long, really quick flicks and helps you warm up your clicking finger also. Tile Frenzy, same thing, but it zooms out a little, so you're gonna have to move your wrist a little bit more. And Tile Frenzy Mini, it is the same thing as the other two, but it is just a lot smaller and you help your micro flicks a lot more. Now, right onto the tracking. I smooth my wrist out with the smoothness training 60, and that really helps my smooth tracking, because in Super People there's momentum, so people aren't going to be flicking left and right like it's, you know, Overwatch or some other game. So it's really smooth, so you're really going to need to smooth out your wrist. Next one is Tile Frenzy 180 strafing 300% tracking. It's just Tile Frenzy but tracking the squares. Warm up your tracking after you smooth out your wrist going from target to target. I highly suggest for this one that for 2 targets you hold down the left click, and the next 2 targets you click for each one. Also, I like to, since I have my leaning buttons on my mouse, you know, switch from leaning left and right, not in the game, but you know, so you get used to holding your mouse in a different way when you aim. And the last thing is smooth bot switching robots. It is the same thing but on, you know, more human-like targets, so you are warmed up for the game. And after all of that, I feel warmed up. I stay on each one for like 3 to 4 minutes, you know, not too long, not too short, just till I get warmed up and then hop on the game. So let's get right into the next tip. The next tip is early game loot. So when you drop, it doesn't matter where you drop. I usually drop at hotspots. There are a couple of things you need to get to start going into gunfights, and once you grab these things, I'm telling you, you win every single gunfight, no matter what. So the things you need is, one, obviously a decent gun. Doesn't have to be crazy, doesn't have to be bad, because, you know, RNG is a thing, so you're not always going to get the best gun and not always going to get the worst gun. So a decent gun, armor, helmet, defense bar. That is all you need. If you pop an early defense bar, unless someone picks up a mythical gun, which is very unlikely, you know, with this game's RNG, they might, but it doesn't matter. It's very unlikely. So one, if you take that defense bar and you have a decent gun, it's a 1v1 situation. You should win that 10 times out of 10. And not only 1v1, but in squads, 1v2, 1v3, 1v4, third parties. If you have that defense bar and, you know, maybe pick up a med after you kill one person, because you're gonna win that 1v1 gunfight with that defense bar. No matter what, you will win. And trust me, you can frag out at like military base, Nightfall, hospital, med center, all the hot drops you can frag out if you find a defense bar, decent armor, and a good gun. So on to the next one is the mid-game crate. So I don't know if you guys know this, but with your mid-game crate, you get materials to build on a gun. Now, if you have 2 guns, it will be randomized. So what you need to do is drop the gun you're not going to use, because you know what gun you're going to get in the crate. Say if, you know, I have a sniper and an AR, right? And the gun in the crate is an AR. I'm going to drop my AR, so I have 1 gun in my inventory. When I go into the crate, they will give me the materials to build 1 gun. If I have 1 gun, they will give me the materials for that 1 gun, so I can craft up on that gun and get my person's designated weapon. And it works every single time, unless it's a legendary or mythical. If you have a legendary or mythical, obviously mythical because you can't upgrade, and legendary, it's already high enough so they don't give you the perks or materials to upgrade that gun. So every other gun you can build up from there. Now, taking fights is the next tip. When you take fights, now this is not early game because, you know, we already went over that. This is mid game when, you know, you have a card, especially when you have a card. This works when you don't have a card too, but especially when you have a card. When you see a team, I will have an example on screen right now. When you see a team drive to a prime position, if this is solos, you know, drive to a prime position on a different spot, and you can shoot through the car's windows or peek around the car, and it is almost impossible to hit you. It works literally every single time. Now, if you have a team with you, that's a different story. Drop them off at a different area, you drive to a different spot and stay on the car, peek through the windows, shoot on the sides, because 1, it's hard to hit you. 2, unless they have the sniper bomb, then you can basically get out of anything. If they pop blackout, you're right there in the car, you can hop in the car and dip. If they have fog of war, same thing. If they have nukes, same thing. You can literally just hop in the car and dip. If you have other teammates shooting from the other area, they won't even focus on you 100%, and you can get a lot of kills that way. And trust me, if you guys watch my gameplay, I do that a lot, and it works every single time. Now, for the next tip, forcing third party. Listen, we just went over everything, you know, middle to end game. End game, it's all about the team that is weaker and the team that can push up in third party, basically, if there's 3 teams. And you can win every single gunfight because the gunshots are loud, so you know where they're going to be. Say if you're fighting a team and there's 2 teams left. All you need to do in that situation is, one, either wait for the 2 teams to fight and then pull up after they weaken themselves and just third party and kill the last people, and you win just like that. Because you will have your abilities. They most likely won't have their abilities because this game is very ability based, and they will be weak from shooting the other team. Or if you are fighting another team and there's another team left, they're most likely going to do the same thing. So you know what you do? You try as hard as you can to position yourself out of that fight, obviously, right? But in a triangle formation. So say if, you know, you're right next to someone, just back up so you can be in a triangle position with the other team that you were just fighting and the team that you don't know where they are. So you can try and force the other team to fight them by giving them line of sight on the other team. And once they start fighting, boom, you're in the third party position. Just like that. It is literally that simple and that easy. So these are the 5 tips. I might make another aim video. I do not know. Like this video and let me know in the comments if you guys want to see me go into more depth with the recoil control of every single gun and more in depth into Kovacs and aim training to better your aim in the game. So if you guys like the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the sub button. If you want to see me do anything that I've yet to do in the past, hit the comment button. Let me know. I'm going to do it. Love you guys. Peace.